it's over 15. If it's like 30 seconds over, I gotta trim them. Alright, so this is in response. Thank you, first of all, everybody on YouTube for subscribing to me. All of you. I appreciate it so much. I'm not expecting anything out of doing this, except I'm just sharing what knowledge I've acquired, and I've acquired it the hard way. I don't do books. I don't learn it from anyone on YouTube. I sat down, taught myself the pentatonic in one key on the whole fretboard, all the shapes of that one key. Played them so many times that I saw how the shapes are from one to the next and can move it to any key. So I did everything from scratch the hard way. I already could play, but I didn't know what I know now. Then I did the same with the diatonic. Diatonic means the full do, re, mi. Okay, so I did the same thing with that. 7 scale positions, because there's 7 notes, okay? No matter what key. It's all the same in every key. You learn the shapes are the same from one to the next. In other words, if I started with E major, this is down a half step, by the way, this guitar. Somebody asked me the question. This is, I'm making this one towards all of you, but A at user-VO3EO2PX9B mentioned a thing about, do a video about, why does he does 6 notes and trips over his fingers or whatever. I don't know. Another big thing that I'll just address what I do. First of all, I had students before COVID, several of them, and they all wanted to play fast. Get rid of the effing fast, number one. Go listen to David Gilmour's solo in the song Time from their Dark Side of the Moon album, and there's no fast in there, and there ain't no Ingve or anybody else's licks that are going to be more killer than that. No Vi, no Satch. I've seen them all live. They're all incredible. It's impressive. But it's all about a good melody. Learn your do, re, mi, and your pentatonic, and get it to where you can play it in every key. And that means you got to play them up and down one key a lot. Don't go to another key when you learn your do, re, mi, like say an E. Now again, this is down a half step, so it's really E flat. I'm playing that one because it's right here. Then you go up all the blocks. I'm hacking because I haven't warmed up. I'm about to take the dog around the block, and I figured I could squeak in a video. But play all them things in one key. Get really good at the one key. So we'll do E major. It's the same in every key. Any minor pentatonic that you play comes from a major key. If you play A minor pentatonic, that's C major. If you start with that second note you played, what am I doing? And in D, B minor is D major. That's what I meant to do with the A one. D major. G minor is B flat. The second position of your minor pentatonic in any key is your major flavor. So if I did F, G, G. You know, I'm being sloppy because I got to hurry up and get this done, but I'll get the info in here. So we're doing E major, so G is B flat major, G minor. So any minor, E minor, is G major. E minor is also G major, pentatonic. So if you take one key, whatever key you like the sound of, I started with the, so the fingers, you mentioned this guy about tripping over your fingers, play things slow and get really good at them. Like, we'll use E minor, forget the E major that I started with all the positions. We'll use E minor pentatonic. Use this fingering is the best so that you don't have to move your hand when you play the block. And alternate pick. Learn them slow, then start with the G. Use your middle finger. If you use this one, you're screwed. You're already screwed because now you got to move your hand like this just to play these notes that you got to play over here. So use the middle finger. See? The fingers you use is important. And once you learn the two blocks, go do this. When you get to here, slide up and put the baby finger, because that's the one that should be used in this block. You don't need to do this when you create phrasing later on down the road, when you're creating a song, a piece, and you create a riff. The fingers don't matter like I'm talking about now, but this does matter if you want to not trip over your fingers and be able to get more speed. This matters in that case, okay? Because when I solo, I don't use this rule. I'll use the stronger fingers. I'll use these, like, you know, in whatever way I got to get the riff done. When I do groove. I don't think about what fingers I'm using. I'm just playing what I want to hear. All right, so back to the E minor pentatonic. Then once you got two blocks down, go up and down this one about 10 times in a row. And just play it nice and decent, fairly even. Don't get too crazy. Metronome, to me, I never use one. You should if you want to do metal and you want to up your speed from whatever you're at and increase it from 120 to 180 or whatever, then you should use a metronome because that'll discipline you. I'm way more into what I want to hear, and I want to play something that feels like, yeah, that's badass. And it's never speed with me. So then you take that and you go tie them together. You know, to go back and forth with them. But do them slow and do them proper. Don't try to play faster than you can without hacking. Although I'm actually working on wanting to get myself up to more speed, so I'll actually play sloppy on purpose. So then you got your next one in E minor pentatonic after this one. Right here, I use these fingers. This is the... And on this block, you have to move, you have to step over. 3 in a row with the middle finger, baby finger, then first finger, and you got to step over. That's going to feel uncomfortable as hell if you haven't been using your baby finger much. But over time, you'll get, if I sit here for 5 minutes and go up and down these, I can play them really slick, you know, with some level of speed. But I'm not worried about the speed, because the faster you play, the less you're really hearing what you have, what you're doing. I could play just some slow stuff and it's way more impactful than something fast. sexy groove, you know, no speed needed. Then go back and forth. Then this one, I slide up to starting at the B note. You have to get the baby finger heavily involved in your lead playing, or you're going to limit yourself. You can still do it without it. Gary Moore, there's a lot of them that hardly used it. He used it, but mostly used just these two fingers. But he got really good and fast with them, which is great. But again, you listen to some of Keith Richards' stuff. I used to rag on them back in the day, sloppy player or Page. But you look at how many albums they've sold and what their net worth is. That ought to tell you something. A good song is more important than a good melody. So that one, the B. And then you start here at the D with this middle finger, not with this finger. If you start with that finger, you're already done. You won't be able to go up and down this slick. Unless you're a freak like Gary Moore, and you can, but if you use this finger and the baby finger here, because you need this finger for these two notes. And then I used to go down them and up them, but I would put the proper finger when I slide back down. This is the finger I want to use here. And then when I slide down here, over here it's not really super crucial on what fingers you use because it's all open, string here. So these or this, this or this. I used to actually play things purposely with just the baby finger in the middle finger because I hated it. So uncomfortable even still compared to using the strong finger. So that helps me. I used to warm up for gigs when I was doing gigs with that by going up one and slide up. You got to do them repeatedly and do them proper. And alternate pick, there's all kinds of other things that I'm not telling you about. I do a lot of I got other stuff I can do with speed, with this right hand, with that open string stuff, So anyways, I don't want to go over 15 minutes. So there, use that fingering. And again, do them into all these different counts. Now, when I solo, I don't follow any of them rules. I've developed myself to be able to do that, but when I solo, I might stretch out 3 strings. I'm not even thinking about what fingers I'm using. I'm just knowing what notes I want to play for making up a phrase, So let's see. Right. But I learn them first. Slow first. So there you go, guys. Again, thank you all, 760 something subscribers. I appreciate it from every one of you. I hope this video is helpful.